Alrighty y'all, so I'm back this week. I appreciate you guys for tuning back in, and if this is your first video, hello, I'm Chris. I'll go by Nevertheless Success here on YouTube, which is a name that I created a long time ago. Never really thought I would ever even use it for anything, but it basically means that in spite of you fill in the blank, succeed, make it happen. I resell full-time, which used to be in Portland, Oregon, but we just literally moved to Portland, Tennessee, which probably hadn't even been here a month yet. But anyway, today is a non-sourcing day, so I'm going to spend the day just doing what I would normally do here, working, and figured I would take you guys along, show you guys my rough draft setup, because I don't think I've ever shown that here, and not really sure. There's a lot of other random things that I plan on doing, not really sure what I'm going to encompass on camera, but I figured, hey, let's just get started, take you guys along, and just kind of see where we go from there. Alrighty y'all, so my wife is a native Oregonian, and one of the things that she strongly disliked the most was the weather up there. Outside of the summers, which are really nice, the rain just really bothered her, and for years she would scheme to try to get us to move, and we finally pulled the trigger about a month ago. But the reason I bring that up is because it's the middle of November here, and it's going to be 70 and sunny, and so she constantly walks around the house and just tells me how thankful she is to just be in a different climate. But one of the things that's different here in Portland, Tennessee versus when I was in Portland, Oregon reselling is the way I get my packages to the post office. So we lived in the downtown area of our city, and the post office was probably not even a 5-minute walk. So on nice days, I would basically package my packages up and then just walk them down. But that's definitely not the case here. If you wanted to go to the post office, and I've done it a couple of times, like our first week here, dropping them off myself, trying to keep that same system, but I figured real quickly that that's just not going to be the highest and best use of time, because round trip to get to the post office, it's somewhere between 30 to 40 minutes depending on traffic, and definitely don't want to be doing that every day. So what I currently do now is I do package pickups. I know there's other resellers that I follow that do that, and I never really had not necessarily the desire, but there was really not a need for me to do it because everything was so close. But so now I do package pickups, and I got a lot of my packages shipped yesterday. There's still a handful that I'm going to try to get shipped before the delivery guys get here. But this is a feature that I'm looking forward to doing because it's basically going to be so valuable to me in my current setup. Okay y'all, so I'm operating out of a 2-car garage, and I've been reselling for probably about 8 years now full time, and this is by far the biggest space that I've ever had. Back in Oregon, I was utilizing one of our spare bedrooms upstairs, and I also had some storage space in the back of our house that I mainly used for shoes, but we didn't use it just for inventory. It was also a space just for family personal stuff, so I never really showcased that because I didn't know if my wife wanted me in our family personal stuff filming, so I just never really went back there. So mostly what you guys seen was just the upstairs space, but I also had space in the backyard. But anyway, this is a very rough draft setup, and note to self that this is a live day, so you may hear our kids screaming and playing because my wife is currently homeschooling them, and they may get loud and crazy, so just FYI. But if you watched the video where I showed us arriving as a family here, I was talking about how I packed a lot of the stuff just in black garbage bags to allow them to fit. Some of those I still have in bags because once we left Oregon, there was a lot of bins that they were just old and beat up, and I didn't want to drag those to Tennessee, so I basically just gave those away. And this is a very rough draft setup. This is nowhere close to what my vision is. If you ever buy a home and move across the country, it's super expensive, and so my main focus for the rest of this year is to get this business back up and running and make sales. So that's what this process is called. It's called getting the business back up and running and making sales. And over the course of the next maybe 3 to 6 months, I have a vision of kind of how I want to build this out. I want to get out of the bin system, just trying to really figure out what that looks like. I got shoes still in those boxes right there. I want to get those put in racks. The wardrobe boxes back there, I was using those in Oregon because the space I had upstairs, it just really wasn't really suitable for one of those roller racks. So I want to get a couple of those, and so there's just a whole view of kind of how I want this place to look. It's just going to take some time to get there. And this is my photography setup. Still have like the same backdrop and the lights that I was using in Oregon. Got my setup with my printer and some supplies up there. So this will work for now. I know it probably looks kind of chaotic, but okay. So what I was saying in the intro, this is a non-sourcing day, and right now, what my current model is, I source on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and so I go to Nashville, start the week on Monday, and I'm usually there. I'll leave here probably about 6:45. I make it to the bins right around like 7:40-ish. They open at 8, so it gives me ample time to get there, get in line. And I usually stay at the bins till probably, a little bit after 1. So it's a little bit different when I was in Oregon, because usually I would go to the bins at 8, stay to probably about 9:30, maybe 10, and then I would go and do a lot of retail arbitrage. But that's back when I lived only 15 minutes from the bins. So obviously I'm not going to keep that same model here. So my goal when I'm at the bins is to find about 50 quality items. I'm not going just to pick up junk just because I live a little bit further. I want to find 50 solid items, and that usually takes me somewhere between 4 to 5 hours. It's not as many people at the bins that I go to here as it was in Portland, because it's a lot smaller location, but there's still, quite a bit of competition, and so it takes a while to find really good items that that sells. And so right now I'm looking to find 50 items per trip to the bins. That gives me about 150 total in my 3 trips. And then usually once I leave the bins from around 1 o'clock, so from 1 to probably about 2:30, maybe 3, I do retail arbitrage on the way home, and my goal is to find anywhere between 20 to 30 items per week, doing that to bring my total right around somewhere between 170, 180-ish items. Here are the items that I'm going to be listing today. I listed about half of what I found at the bins yesterday. I think I still have about right around 25 items to list. I did most of the retail arbitrage listing yesterday, so I don't have any of those items left, but I still have about 25 to list for the day, and that's usually what I'm looking to do right now, listing somewhere between 20 to 25 items. Okay, so I'm getting ready to do some photography so I can get these items listed, and for some of the long-time viewers of the channel, you've probably seen me a lot at the Goodwill bins in Oregon, and you're probably wondering what is the quality of items at the bins in Nashville. And Nashville is really good. I finally, like I was saying in a couple of videos back, I don't go to the Berry Hill location because it's way further than the Cockrell bin location. So that's the main place I shop, and the quality of items there are really good. It's a little bit harder to find shoes because at the bins in Oregon, we only had maybe about 8 to 10 of us that would consistently source shoes. But in Nashville, I noticed a good portion of the store goes straight to shoes when the store opens, so that it's a little bit harder to find them, but they do have good shoes there. I've seen Hoka's, On Clouds. I found some Crocs there. I found a decent amount of shoes since I've been there. I haven't shot any Goodwill bins content there, so you guys haven't seen it. So I figured I would just kind of show you just some of the items that I am finding. So this is just some of the stuff that I have left over from yesterday. I listed quite a bit of good stuff just yesterday alone, but this is what's left. So this is Lululemon right here, just tank top. Here's a Lululemon t-shirt, so you guys can see they still have really nice stuff here in Nashville, just like they did in Oregon. And some of the Oregon Duck stuff is going to turn into the Tennessee Volunteers. There's also a lot of UK stuff up here, with Kentucky literally being right up the freeway. I also found, just to kind of show you that they do have stuff that you can make money on here in Nashville. I know a lot of people were kind of curious about that. This is a Patagonia romper right here I found. So I found 50 solid items yesterday, and again, alrighty, I also have 9 or 10 items to show you guys so I can get these shipped before they come to pick up the packages. Jump right into it. This right here is an Eddie Bauer. It's a flannel lined jacket. Found this one at the Goodwill bins in Oregon, probably $1 or $2, and it sold for $13 plus shipping. So heading to a new home for the winter. This right here is a pair of Nike golf shorts. Found these here last week here in Nashville. Probably cost 50 cents, and they sold for $17 plus shipping. This right here is a Lululemon tank top. Found this one at the Goodwill bins here in Nashville last week as well. Sold for $10 plus shipping. And this right here is a pair of 505 Levi's 2930s. Found these at the Goodwill bins in Oregon, and I believe these sold for $15 plus shipping. Probably only costs no more than $2. And this right here is one of those Harley flannels. If you're a long-time viewer of the channel, you probably remember when I found a ton of these. I think I got maybe a couple of these left. They've been selling pretty good for the most part. They were 10 to 12 bucks at Ross, can't remember. But this one sold for, I believe, right at 30 plus shipping. And really nice. I think I have a bunch of, well, I had a bunch of gray ones, but I think I probably have 2 or 3 left. This right here is just a pair of Nike sweat shorts. Found these at the Goodwill bins in Oregon. Probably cost no more than $1.50. And they sold for $15 plus shipping. Got the spell out logo right there on the side. And this is a new to me brand right here. I picked this up at the Goodwill bins in Nashville. Just put it at the top of my cart. It felt like it was good quality, so I figured I would look it up later. But the brand is called Collars & Co. And it seems like it sells really, really well. This one sold not even in 2 weeks for 31 bucks plus shipping. So keep an eye out on these when you guys are out there sourcing. This right here is a pair of just Adidas soccer pants, nothing special, men's large. Found these at the Goodwill bins in Oregon. Sold for 12 bucks plus shipping. Probably cost no more than $1. Whoops. And just a basic Nike sports bra. Sell these all day long. Most people don't even pick them up. Found this at the Goodwill bins in Oregon. Probably 25 cents. And this sold for $9.74 plus shipping. Can easily turn these into a 25-cent pickup into a $12 to $15 sale. And lastly, I literally just showed you guys this when I was going through that bag on the floor of some of the items that I had found at the bins. After I did some photography, I listed some of the items, and this one sold literally not even 5 minutes after I had listed it for 18 bucks plus shipping. And again, I think I found this one at the bins, probably no more than 50 cents.
This might be all that I know. Think it's okay. I've got a long way to grow. At my own pace. Go the long way. No one taught me how to walk, but I figured it out fine.